Good afternoon. For some reason, I just decided to take a journey through the mind of a Zimbabwean operative, a Zimbabwean political operative who's part of the regime that is running a failed state, that is ruling and not leading. Ruling is defined by pleasing the interests of a particular narrow group of people instead of the broader society. Do you think that the ZANU-PF elite feel or believe there's any consequences for the ill treatment of Zimbabwe that they are currently engaged in? They do know, as ED always says, that they are the military and that they are the CIO, they are the police. They recognize that there's no civil society that is able to withstand their formidable force. And as I've said in the previous video, Zimbabwe does not have an opposition. Forget Nelson Chamisa and Triple C. They're not opposing. They're part of the elite. It's just an elite system that includes ZANU-PF and the Triple C to form a strong bond of oppression. The people that are not united are the rest of the Zimbabweans. However, the ZANU-PF and the Triple C elite, they are united in what they're doing. Songezo Chabangu, Nelson Chamisa, and Itim Nangagwa are not fighting in reality. They fight in front of you people. And perhaps they do have some little bit of fights here and there. Like what happens in Harare with Jacob Garivum. By the way, what's happening in Harare anyway? Why is Nelson Chamisa also recalling people, the mayor of Harare and some councillors in Harare? Chichirukuitika baba. Obviously, it's their tender businesses. Obviously, Chamisa is unhappy because some of the tenders that were supposed to be given to him or his friends, or whatever benefit that Chamisa is getting from being a leader of a triple C that leads Harare, whatever they are, I'm sure Jacob is not satisfying him, so he has to go. Perhaps they are fighting there in those dirty little games. But on the broader picture, on the bigger architecture of things, they are not really fighting. Songezo might be ED's plan of punishing Chamisa for something that we know absolutely nothing about. That will be on a smaller level. But on a higher dimension, they are not fighting. They just want the same thing. They are united to fight against the rest of us. And the rest of us are not able to unite. We don't have strong bonds that bring us together. First of all, we are intellectually challenged. By that, I don't mean we're dumb. I'm not saying that we are not educated. We are educated. But if you're a doctor in biochemistry, that's all you know, biochemistry. It's not biochemistry that will set Zimbabwe free. It's something else. It's politics. We do not have the intelligence. Okay. We don't have the political intelligence to know what's going on in the country as a group, as a people, so that we can be able to be united around something. We don't even trust each other. But ZANU-PF and Triple C, oh, believe me, they do trust each other. Oh, they do. And they are so united. Oh, they stick together so well, such that they are a formidable force that Zimbabweans will not be able to penetrate through them. Right now, Zimbabweans the opposing Zimbabweans are busy rallying behind Nelson Chamisa, not knowing that Chamisa is not there to set them free. Chamisa is there to perpetuate his own thing. He's there to eat up. Ari kutsvaga bhegi chete hanana basa nemazimbabwe. So, but the Zimbabweans do not know that. That's why I'm saying that we are intellectually challenged. We do not have the intellect to recognize that Chamisa is a hoax. We actually fight people like me who try to open your eyes as Zimbabweans. So there is the intellectual challenge. There nje ipapo nje pa round one pa it's a knockout. Pa round one, just the Zimbabwe editors so clever. They just put Chamisa and then they say Chamisa chete and Jindia Chavisa eating. And they will make sure that they will prop Chabisa, they will use internet robots, they will buy more Barakashis than the ZANU-PF Barakashis. Listen, those ZANU-PF Barakashis are doing nothing. The triple C ones, they are actually the most important ones to the elite system in Zimbabwe. Because they are the ones who prop up the fake idea that there is actually a revolution that is currently being fought in Zimbabwe. Well, in reality, there is no revolution. Chamisa is not leading a revolution. He's leading something that appears like a revolution because that is what lawyers are good at, defending criminals. The Triple C is actually an alliance of smart people who are good at defending criminals. So they are united with ZANU-PF. But us who are outside that system, we are intellectually incapacitated. We don't have the intelligence, the technical how to get together. We don't even have the interpersonal skills to build an organization that is national. If ever some of us will try to build an organization, that organization is going to be swallowed by the elite and will end up lying to the general population. The general population themselves are easily betrayed because they've got the intellectual uh, uh, or the like intellectualism or political intelligence. I do not doubt the grassroots of the Triple C. Not at all. I don't. I do believe that they truly want a change. I do believe that I would rather put my money on Triple C councillors and their ward leaders and the ward structures, but definitely not in Nelson Chamisa. It's just that the higher you go, the intensity to fight the regime is diluted. An ordinary Triple C member on the streets truly believes it must go and truly believes the Citizens Coalition for Change will take us forward. But the higher you go up the rank, you get to a place where it's totally diluted, such that Nelson Chamisa to me is not even interested in the revolution. Even the people within the Triple C know it, but they are afraid and they are ashamed of the truth. Shame is a really powerful tool. Shame is a powerful tool that the elite can use against unsuspecting oppressed people. Because once the Zimbabweans, especially in the Triple C, come to realize or to admit that Nelson Chamisa has been taking them for a ride, there is that shame of admitting or feelings of guilt that we have been taken for a ride for all these years. Then it means there's something wrong with us. How could you not see this thing? So when they see the truth, they rather walk along with the lie to prop the lie in hope that at least at some point Chamisa will turn around and actually want to lead a real revolution. And some of them, and some people in the Triple C, perhaps those who are up there, recognize that there is no cheap Triple C taking us anyway. So they would rather stick around for the financial benefits that come with it, or whatever access to capital or access to resources there is that comes with being that comes with being supportive of the Triple C lies. So there is the cross of the matter. So you will say to me, so you are saying that we need to change Triple C leadership. If you are saying that the Triple C grassroots are okay, then the problem with the Triple C leadership, precisely right. But the problem with the Triple C grassroots is that they do believe in their leadership. They've been lied to. They are lied to every year. And these people are not fools. Someone once said, you can lie some people some of the times, but you cannot fool. Okay, that's the word is fool. We can fool some people some of the times, but we cannot fool all people all of the times. The Triple C leadership has been fooling lots of people. I doubt if the Zimbabweans don't recognize that they are being fooled. And if they've been fooled, I doubt if they will carry on allowing the foolishness to go on. Because as things go, if they keep on supporting foolishness, that is the triple C people, they will be suffering year in, year out. There will be no change. They will be saying, hi, Chamsa Chipapa, Chamsa Chipapa. They will be saying that until 2040, suffering, so-called, still supporting a lie. They will be arguing that no, but they will be suffering while it's at it. But in the mind of a Zimbabwean intelligence operative, that is exactly where he wants the people to be. Because the whole political setup is built for that purpose. For the people to think they are going somewhere when we actually know that they are not going anywhere. For the people to believe that it's about to happen when we know that it is us who are making it look like it's about to happen with the intention of rolling back. When things are about to happen, we go back, then we try again. Then we're gonna sing them a song by Aliyah. First we don't succeed, let's yourself up and try again. You can just it up and try again, 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 2030, and try again, 24th, and try again, 27th, and try again, 2090, and try again. You think I'm lying? Take a look at which country is this next to America? That country that Cuba. How long has Cuba been under American sanctions? So do you think that the Americans say like, this country Zimbabwe has been under sanctions for 20 years? Let's feel sorry for them. Cuba has been under sanctions for almost a century. America doesn't care. Zimbabwe can be under American and British sanctions until year 2000, year 200 and 300. If there is a year like that. I don't know what those years are called. Is this 2030, 2020, 2024? When it's 300, what do they call it? 2300, whatever it is. You can be sanctioned for the next 300 years, nothing will change. The triple C mafia will be keep on singing and try again and try again. Ding, 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 ding. They will be singing that song until 2300. They don't care. That is exactly. In the meanwhile, Chamisa Arekoshka, who is it? President wenyu akati vari kuita noise isusu tichingodhonga the muimi muchisapota Chambisa chidya mari kana vachimurambidza anova dismissa vana Jacob Ngarovhu, those other triple C guys who are not giving him access to whatever eating there is, so that he Chamisa can eat in Harare City Council. And as long as Chamisa is eating, it is eating. My chef, they are eating. Who are you, all Zimbabweans? What portion do we have kuzvinhu zvevene vayo? Nemachanel wavo emuYouTube, you think we do not know? They've got YouTube channels that purport to be anti-ZANU-PF. Oh, they are number one in being anti-ZANU-PF. The reason why they do that, my people, I need to understand. I need to be clever. You see, I'm plugging you so that you can no longer be so that we can no longer be intellectually challenged. I want you to be intellectually robust as far as Zimbabwean politics is concerned. I'm not saying do not listen to people's YouTube channels. Listen to all of them, whether they are right or they are wrong. But as the Bible says, test the spirits. But I need you to know, I told you, be intellectually robust, not be intellectually lackluster. Here's the thing. They prop up the channels and everything, and the whole opposition against ZANU-PF is actually sponsored by the Harare elite for the purposes of being able to control the narrative. Because if you can control your own opposition, then you can really control the people. You cannot control the people if you do not control the opposition. And I've said that it is a stroke of genius to do that. By the way, I'm observing it. I am not criticizing it to say that it is the wrong thing to do. No, it's a smart thing to do. It is a smart thing to do. If I was the elite of Harar, I would keep Nangagwa in power. And I would be bankrolling Tamisa and the Triple C. So that I'll be able I'll be able to have total control. Control those that support me and control those that do not support me. That's how it goes all over the world. Anyway. But to what ends? Why do you want to control people? In the mindset of the Zimbabwe political operative, the real reason why they want to control everything, first of all, is to retain power. But the real reason why they want to retain power is because they are not leading us, they are ruling us. Leaders are the ones who make decisions on behalf of everyone else, but rulers make decisions only for themselves. We have been betrayed. The struggle itself, the struggle, the Chimurenga struggle, has been betrayed. Those that were sent to political office to lead us as a whole nation decided on their own. They said, Barome, forget about these national people, these people in the nation. Ngatiite chinhu chedu ichi. That's where the word comes from. Chinhu chedu means iwo ma-CIO wacho nemasoja vacho vanhu vezana iwo elite yacho. These people, this Harare elite, this new elite, how did they become an elite? No, they became an elite through political office, not because they did, not because they're like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos built his company over many years. They are not like Elon Musk. He's an engineer, hard worker, built companies from scratch, became competitive, and won. They are not like Mark Zuckerberg, competitively built Facebook. Same thing with Bill Gates, very competitive firm, hardworking, built Microsoft and became the richest man in the world in the 90s and 2000s. It's different from these guys. They never built anything. Vakawana mabasa chete vakaenda neCV kuti ninini ndiri nhingi ndiri kutsvaga basa rokuita CIO yekuZimbabwe. Abva wapiwa basa after apedza form 4. Haana kuenda kuhondo, haana kuachieva anything except kuti akapiwa basa. Some of them vakapiwa mabasa because of their surnames or because of their chiefs kumusha vanobva kusay, oh iwewe uri mwana wachief ningi achibhowana basa vechihora ma300 $400. Obva vazoona kuti hai vakomana ngatiitei icho chinhu chedu. Let's take this thing, let's turn this thing around from being a national thing and let's make it our own personal thing. And they began to loot. That's why the country is filled with diamond mines, country is filled with gold mines, and therefore they said, no, isusu ma-CIO namasoja ngatiregerei zokuita masoja wenyika, ngatiitei masoja wedu for our own stomachs. Tiri ma-CIO, Central Intelligence Organization. It's an organization, right? For what? For intelligence. Whose intelligence? Central. It is the center for the intelligence of everyone. That's the organization of the country. But they said that no, screw the country. Let's just be a central intelligence organization for ourselves only. We becomes the owners, my precious. You see, diamond mines. It's like that diamond, that Gollum of Lord of the Rings took. The CIOs in Zimbabwe are carrying the country like this. My precious. My precious. You want to come, you want to take it away, they want to destroy you. My precious, man. You are going to become like Gollum. Be very careful. Be very, 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 very careful. You can turn into a Gollum. Okay? This is you become my process everywhere. You see, Gandalf is very smart. Gandalf knows. Gandalf doesn't even want to touch the ring. Gandalf will touch the ring and go like, "Oh, I know this thing is powerful. The moment I hold it, it's going to want me. It is going to possess me. It is a spirit, you see. Hey, don't play. I speak as if I'm just joking, whatever, but this is the truth. The Lord of the Rings, you can draw great parallels between the Lord of the Rings saga and Zimbabwe politics. That political office is like the ring. It's very powerful. Once you have it, it will own you. It will control you. You will forever be seeking it. My process, my process. That's why ZANU-PF doesn't want to get out of power because it doesn't understand the power of the ring. The Holy Spirit, Jesus, is Gandalf. You know, do you know how I view God? How I view the Holy Spirit? If people would ask me, how is the Holy Spirit to you? I would say he's like Gandalf. Gandalf the grey and Gandalf the white. That exactly that is the character that the Holy Spirit presents himself to me. It's like Gandalf. Gandalf understands that that power has to be destroyed. And he needed Frodo begins to destroy it. A young fellow who's not interested in conquering the world. But once even Frodo is wearing that ring, that ring has got power. Once you have it, you don't want to take it out because it will own you. It will devour you. You will lose your soul. You will find yourself sacrificing babies, killing your own family just to appease the ring, a political office, political power. That's what is happening in the mind of a Zimbabwean operative, in Zimbabwe political operative. Just look at Gollum. What's happening in Gollum's head? Gollum doesn't even bath. He's not even looking for girls or children. He's only concerned about my presence. My presence. The ring has got power. So this political class betrayed the struggle by deciding that even though we are servants of these people, we are going to turn around and make ourselves the kings of these people. And these people will become our subjects. You see, these political people who got a job because of making a CV, how does that work? You go to some place with a CV, they give you a job, the next thing you are the king. King. And they are your subjects. The people that employed you become your subjects. Zimbabweans went to vote to employ politicians. And those politicians turned around and say, okay, screw your voting mechanisms. We are now going to make you boss. You were a boss, ne? Yeah, not anymore. You're no longer a boss now. You are the subject. We are your boss. We are your king. Chinu chedu each. It's not your thing. Chinu chedu. We will decide. We are the army. We are the CIO. Who are everything. Gloating publicly. Now publicly admitting that there is no public agenda here. There is a very narrow agenda here. And you cannot do anything about it. Your president publicly gloated about that in full glare of other Zimbabweans. And Chris Mutswango keeps on telling Zimbabweans that Takainda Hondo, we took this thing by war, even though we know that Hondo was fought by everybody else. They just had the political tickets to represent us, not just themselves. That's why now there's troubles at the, what you call it, the war veterans. I heard that Chris Msonga washamuti war veterans. Because this is the only one eating. They are not eating. The other war veterans are languishing in poverty. Yet Chris is claiming to be a leader of opposition. Yes, We say the same thing. If he was a leader of he was a leader of the war veterans, he will be at least giving war veterans some economic access for economic prosperity. No, even there also he has become king of the war veterans. He says, screw all of you with veterans. Dini Chrism Twango and Dini leader. I'm now king of the war veterans. You are just my subjects. You're not gonna get anything. Mama, you know, get days and the uncle. My access to the Chinese and the uncle. Yes. And they have become actually slaves to the Chinese. Because these people, by the way, another really incriminating evidence. These people that have turned themselves kings over us, they have actually turned the country into a slavery country. For they themselves are slaves of the Chinese. They are busy being runners for the Chinese, looting our resources to enrich the Chinese economy. You think we do not know that China was handing to Itim Nangagwa military weapons? Why? For what reason? To protect who? From who? Why does Zimbabwe army need free weapons from China so that Chinese can help them protect themselves from who? From who? Because I've always said that that organization is ours. They might claim it is theirs, but they are lying. I still maintain that I am a shareholder of the Zimbabwe military. It's mine as a citizen of Zimbabwe. It is yours too as a citizen of Zimbabwe. You might not feel like it, you might not know it, but I'm telling you, your inheritance, that it is yours. And those generals, from General Chiwenga, General Ninki, General, whatever name comes after that, they are your servants. You Zimbabweans are the bosses. They mustn't lie to you and tell you that they are the kings and then you are their subjects. You see, they have subverted the thing. That's what the devil does. That's what the devil does. Subverts the truth and makes the truth a lie and the lie a truth. And they'll make you believe that you Zimbabweans are at the mercy of the Zimbabwean military. No, the Zimbabwean military generals are at the mercy of the Zimbabweans because they're generals there because they are actually employed. It's an employment thing. They are employed. You make a CV. You get to be appointed. It's an appointment. You did not fight for it. You did not go to war and claim it by declaration. You're not Van Riebeeck. You know Van Riebeeck, the one who took over South Africa, that poor. Yeah, South Africa became his. Do you know why? How? He conquered. Okay? He went to war and he fought the natives and he took away the land from the natives. And he said, I intend to keep it. And it was his because he fought for it. None of you generals in the Zimbabwean military and none of the people in the Central Intelligence Organization ever picked up a gun, ever went to war to get that country by force. You just might see this. You just got a political appointment. That's all. And the Zimbabweans must know that. And the Zimbabweans must understand that. The Zimbabweans must comprehend that. So when you are Zimbabweans and you are rising, arise based on those foundations, those foundational truths. That's why I said we need to be intellectually robust in our political quest for freedom, truly knowledgeable of what it is that we are fighting for and who it is we are fighting the fight for, so that we can build a governance system that truly transcends the intellect of these ones in Harare, because they are very clever. They are very clever. They are so united. They've even swallowed churches. Even church leaders now have succumbed to the snare and to the what do you call it, to the snares of ZANU-PF, to the temptations of the ring. My precious. Even church leaders are afraid of proclaiming the gospel of truth because they are afraid of being orchestrated. They are afraid of losing farms. They are afraid of being persecuted by the unholy regime in Harare, as if Christ is afraid of Idim Nangabu. Even Jesus is sitting there in heaven, like, oh, Daddy, oh, I'm afraid of ZANU-PF regime. What am I social? What am I saying? In the Jesus wangu, I'm afraid of. Step aside, man of God. Let this prophet of God and the army of the living God arise in Zimbabwe and show the devil worshippers in Harare who exactly is the King of glory. who cometh from Israel. Mighty is the Lord. Don't play. Don't play. God is rising a real army that's not afraid of dying and threaten us with death. Hey, hey, Shakuraya. Hey, really? So you live forever. Are you not going to die? When you die, you will discover that where we are going, you find us as kings there. Ndisithi akapata bhuku kupinda kugehena nokupinda kuheaven. Don't play. When we lead a revolution, we need to have a moral compass. And if we all fall, as I fear is happening in Zimbabwe, the revolution has fallen. The enemy does not have to do anything. The mind of a Zimbabwean political operative understands that. He understands your selfishness, understands your hunger, and he will tie that. He will tie that your selfishness, your hunger, your gullibility, and will cause it to serve his interests. And the revolution will be destroyed because nobody is standing firm for the truth. They say the truth will set you free. Well, then it means lies and deception will keep you in captivity until we amass enough courage to stand up and say, Chamisa, enough is enough. Stop lying to the people. Stop deceiving the people. We are going to start a revolution without you. For we know who you are. We can see right through your eyes. Say, you can fool the rest of the others. I don't even know what we're in. We can fool the others. Not all of us. In the mind of a Zimbabwean political operative, he knows that on an international level, no one is going to do anything. They've got political cover from Chinese and the Russians. And they know that they also have relationships with the British and Wall Street. They do believe they've got all angles covered. And all of those people, whether from Wall Street, I've explained that Wall Street likes Zimbabwe to be where it is. Because all the money that is looted in Zimbabwe is invested in the S&P 500. So they are happy. In the FTSE 100 in Britain. So they are happy. Why stop the party? And the Chinese are getting our minerals cents on the dollar, cheap labor, not the regard for environmental laws. And they've just given the Zimbabwe military some free weapons. Actually, they're not free. They were paid for by our resources. So, and the Zimbabwean operatives have got bank accounts in Europe, in China, have got access to all these global financial capitals. They're living the high life. Why would they want to set you free? So they feel entitled, they feel victorious, they're puffed up in their knowledge and wisdom, and that they can enter any door in the world and be accepted. And they know that they have got cover, even in the United Nations. I think the United Nations, do you know what the United Nations really is? Do you think it cares about ordinary Zimbabweans? No, it does not. It will claim to care if it's politically advantageous for it. But in reality, they don't. just a clubs of old political boys, global boys, who do what they have to do in order to keep power, retain power, and keep everyone suffering. They don't really care. But the Zimbabwean political elite at the West, other political elites oppress their people, but they still make sure there's clean water, there's good health facilities, there's good education, but not the Zimbabweans. They have decided that they want to turn the country into a pariah by design. You see the cleverness of the Harare elite is that they are turning us into a pariah not because they fail to run a country well. No, they're turning us into a pariah by design, by conscious decision making. They know what they're doing, or they know very well what they're doing. You think they do not know how to fix the water problems in Harare? They know, they just don't want to. You think they do not know how to fix our schools in Zimbabwe? No, they know how to do so, but they just don't want to. It's part of the plan not to. Okay, running down the country is actually a strategy. It's a strategic positioning. So that when you have a pariah, you turn the whole land into not a country that is viable, but a land that is filled with gold, diamonds, and other minerals to that they need to feed into the global ecosystem of goods and of producing goods that is largely supported by China. So in a scenario like that, you don't really the people are not important. What is important is the land and the things that are found in the land. The people in Zimbabwe are an inconvenience. So since they're an inconvenience, the best plan that they came up with is pay my passports. That's why I always say the best office in the country is the passport office. They're very good at their job. Perfect. Mwah. No matter how busy it is, they will do their job well. They want to give his map a passport because you are an inconvenience to their quest to get the land, to exploit the land, and whoever is left behind will be exploited so much until they suffer so much and be sold. See, they don't want to waste the resources. Even people who are a resource to these ZANU-PF thugs, so they will use the people of Zimbabwe as a bargaining tool with the capitalists in Britain and USA so that they can get us as cheap labor. Right now, as a Zimbabwean in Cape Town, I've got no rights under South African law. South African government will put South Africans first and not me. My own government will not put me first because, in fact, it is my government that has got a dark deal with the ANC so that we will be here illegally. And when we are in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, or other countries, Botswana, USA, UK, wherever the Zimbabweans are, illegally, therefore our rights are diminished, our social stature is severely diminished, and therefore we do not have both political and financial capital to negotiate ourselves in all walks of life. Because of that, we cannot experience upward mobility in our workplaces. In business and entrepreneurship, we are going to face a multitude of hecklers that cause our ideas to die prematurely, and they do that by design so that we can be slaves, modern day slaves. Other citizens of the world, they've got governments like the United States citizen. USA, you who doesn't want to be an American citizen? The American government will send the US military if they hear that there's an American stuck in the middle of Gokwe somewhere. Okay, stuck in a mine. This mine collapsed. There was no American. If there was one American citizen stuck in that mine in Mutare that what's his name, Takwere and Scott Sakupanya owns. If there was one or two Americans stuck in there, I'm telling you, Joe Biden will be sending the whole US military flying to rescue two American citizens stuck in a gold mine in Zimbabwe because they care about their citizens. Their citizens have got value. They've got value because their governments places a value in their own citizens, not the Zimbabweans. They don't. and they do the opposite. If they know a responsible citizen, or make sure that you will be in Saudi Arabia crying there, being abused by your bosses there, but they will do nothing. And they will do nothing. Why will they do nothing? Because not only because they don't care, but it's actually that is what they want to see happening. They are pimping us, actually. That's a new way of pimping people. You don't pimp people by making them have sex only. You pimp people by making them to be cheap slave, cheap labor. That is a modern day pimping. So that's what you have. The mind of a Zimbabwean political operative is the mind of a pimp, a human pimp who sells people. Okay. We are sold and we don't even know it. Deals made under the table so that you can be cheap slaves with no political home. And if we say we need to remove them, they know there is no way, because we are extremely intellectually incapacitated to understand these things, to even handle these things, because we're too busy. We're looking for white people to employ us. And when they employ us, we are too busy dealing with the stress of them shouting at us every day, telling us that we are useless, we are foolish, we are stupid. It's like my boss. My boss tells me every day that I'm stupid. And I'm like, say, who's stupid between me and you? How do you keep someone, a stupid person, for many years working for you? I'm going to ask you a question. Who's stupid between me and you? If I'm stupid and I'm foolish, but you every day for years, I work for you, who is wrong there? The one who's stupid or the one who's employing a stupid, useless one? And then I say, I leave it to you to make a decision. These are the things that we're dealing with. ZANU PF doesn't care. If I was an American citizen, no one here in this country will dare tell me that I'm stupid or I'm foolish. They will just feel. They just look at me, they see Barack Obama, and then they just feel. But if you're a Zimbabwean, just look at you and they say ET, they'll be like, your daddy hates you. We're gonna hate you even more. Nothing, who's gonna come for you? You're just a Zimbabwean. And they're not wrong. You're just a Zimbabwean. Who will come for you? No one. ET will try to encourage them to do what they're doing to you. Now I need you to understand why those, those guys in Harare must go. These are some of the reasons why they must be shown the door and be fired. My general ese and my CIO ese, because those people were given jobs. Okay? They didn't conquer us, they were given jobs, and they subverted the truth. Instead of being workers who work for us, they decided to collude and say, no, we're no longer working for these people. We're going to make this thing chinu chedu. It's not their thing. It's our country. It's not their country alone. It's all of us. They are working for us. When I become president of Zimbabwe, I would fire all of them. Or you can take that to the bank, baby. Then it's a rude awakening. Firing Chete. That's what they need. We give them a nice package. No, it's fine. Thank you. You saved well. Here's a package. Retire. Thank you, General. You're retired. Retired brigadier, general, don't. Angithi vele bakhona nje retired. When you retire bonke. Qale kaje. Kumasiya what chawana ukuthi what we will do. We cannot fire all of them at once. We need to retrain them. Gwara, renyika yenyu gwara, a different type of gwara. Not gwara le magwara. Not gwara le magwala. Gwara, renyika. I do recognize, by the way, I'm not naive. I do recognize that this requires a citizenry that is extremely intellectually equipped. But as I said, that it's very heavy. The information that I dish out is heavy for one person. I can imagine if it is possible to gain traction on a national scale. It's really kind of very hard. It's like asking a tortoise to run faster than Usain Bolt. It's hard, but it's possible. Freedom comes at a price. People have to know that. It's not given on a plate. You have to pay the price. You have to walk the distance. You have to put in the effort. You have to maintain a certain stance for a long time. You need to exhibit a mental uh, strength as a people. You know why the Nordic countries are successful? Sweden, Norway, Finland, even including Denmark, and we can even talk of Netherlands, Germany, and to some extent France. Also take a look at Belgium. The populations of those people are aware, politically aware, and they are together. They've got a certain political unity that causes their whole country to succeed. Do you know the average lives of people of Nordic countries are many times better than American lives? The United States itself, its citizens, their lifestyle cannot compare with the lifestyle of the Nordic people. They might be the superpower, but they don't deliver service and good life as in Norway and in Sweden and in Denmark. They can't. It's about the quality of the citizen. If we're going to have a revolution that is successful, we need to work on improving the quality of the citizens first. Before you talk of it removing ZANU-PF and ED from power, the people in the opposition, they need to be developed into a certain mindset, into a certain quality, into a certain understanding. That quality, that understanding is what people need to rally around, not a demigod. Let me go. Have a great day. Like and subscribe and vote for me in the next elections. Have a nice one.